My wife said, "I'm pregnant, but the baby isn't yours. I just don't want things to get messy." I smiled and said, "Whatever you want." The next day, I forwarded her message to her ex's wife. 2 hours later, she called, and what she said shook me to my core. "I'm 40 years old, and I've been married to Linda for 8 years. We met at a mutual friend's wedding, hit it off immediately, and got married 2 years later. No kids yet. We'd been trying for about a year with no success, even started looking into fertility treatments. I thought we were solid. I thought we wanted the same things. Last Monday evening, I got home from the gym around 7:30 p.m. Linda was sitting at the kitchen table with her laptop closed, staring at her phone. The apartment felt wrong somehow. Too quiet. The kind of silence that has weight to it. "Hey," I said, setting my gym bag down. "You okay?" She looked up at me, and her face was completely blank. No emotion at all. "We need to talk," she said. I pulled out a chair and sat across from her, my stomach already dropping. You never hear good news after those 4 words. "I'm pregnant," she said flatly. For maybe 2 seconds, I felt this surge of pure joy. We'd been trying so hard. All those negative pregnancy tests, all those doctor appointments, all those conversations about IVF. And now, finally, "But the baby isn't yours." The words hit me like a physical blow. I sat there trying to process what she'd just said, but my brain felt like it had shut down. "What?" I finally managed. "It's Daniel's," she said, not breaking eye contact. "It happened 3 months ago. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did." Daniel, her ex-boyfriend from college, the guy she'd been with for 5 years before we met, the guy who was now married with a kid of his own, the guy who'd moved back to our city last year, and who she'd reconnected with at some alumni event. "You slept with Daniel?" I said slowly, making sure I understood. "Yes." 3 months ago?" "Yes." "And you're pregnant with his baby?" "Yes." I sat there, hands flat on the table, trying to stay calm. Part of me wanted to flip the table. Part of me wanted to scream, but mostly, I just felt hollow. "Does he know?" I asked. "No," she said quickly, "and I don't want to tell him. He's married to Rebecca. They have a 2-year-old daughter. It would destroy his family. I want to keep things simple. We can raise the baby together. You've always wanted kids." I actually laughed. It came out strangled, bitter. "You want me to raise another man's child? Pretend it's mine?" "I'm asking you to think about what we have," she said. 8 years, Jake. We can work through this. People make mistakes." "Mistakes," I repeated. "You call getting pregnant with your ex's baby a mistake?" "I'm trying to keep things from getting messy," she said, and her voice had this edge of irritation, like I was being unreasonable. "I'm trying to preserve what we have." I stood up. "I need some air." I walked out of the apartment, got in my car, and just drove. I didn't know where I was going. I ended up at a 24-hour diner on the edge of town, sitting in a booth with terrible coffee, staring at my phone. I looked up Rebecca on Facebook. Daniel's wife. She was a kindergarten teacher, always posting pictures of her classroom and her daughter Emma. She looked kind, happy, completely unaware that her husband had been cheating on her. I took a screenshot of Linda's text messages from earlier that evening, where she'd first told me about the pregnancy. "We need to talk tonight. I'm pregnant, but it's complicated. Please don't be angry." Then I sat there until midnight, just thinking. When I got home, Linda was already in bed. I slept on the couch without telling her. Update 1 Tuesday morning, I woke up at 6 a.m. with perfect clarity about what I needed to do. Linda was in the shower getting ready for work. I made coffee, sat at the kitchen table, and pulled up Rebecca's Facebook profile. I sent her a message request. "Hi, Rebecca. You don't know me, but I'm married to Linda Harper. I need to talk to you about your husband. It's urgent. Can you call me?" I included my phone number. Then I forwarded Linda's text messages to Rebecca through Messenger. All of them. The pregnancy announcement, her admission about Daniel, everything. I hit send and closed my laptop. Linda came out of the bedroom at 6:45, fully dressed for her job at the marketing firm. She looked at me on the couch, wrinkled clothes, dark circles under my eyes. "Did you sleep out here?" she asked. "Yeah." "Jake, we need to talk about this properly. I know you're upset, but—" "I'm not upset," I said calmly. "I'm done." Her face changed. "What does that mean?" "It means I'm not raising Daniel's baby. It means I'm not pretending this didn't happen. It means our marriage is over." "You're overreacting," she said, and now she looked panicked. "I made one mistake." "One time. Are you really going to throw away 8 years over one mistake?" "Was it really one time?" I asked. She hesitated, just for a second. But I saw it. "Yes," she said. "One time. At his company's holiday party last December. We both drank too much, and it just happened in his car afterward. It meant nothing." "If it meant nothing, why are you pregnant?" She didn't have an answer for that. She left for work at 7:15. I called in sick to my job and started looking up divorce attorneys. At 9:47 a.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. "Is this Jake?" A woman's voice, shaky, scared. "Yes. Rebecca." "You're Linda's husband?" she asked. "For now." "Is this real? The messages you sent me?" "Every word. I found out last night. Linda told me she's pregnant with Daniel's baby. She asked me to help her raise it and keep it quiet so your family wouldn't be affected." I heard her breathing, fast and shallow. "I need to hear it from her. I need to talk to Linda." "I can give you her number," I said. "Please." I texted Linda's cell phone number to Rebecca's Facebook account. Then I waited. 15 minutes later, Linda called me. She was screaming. "What did you do?" Why is Rebecca calling me? Why is she sobbing and asking me about Daniel? I told her the truth, I said. She deserves to know. "You had no right. This is between us. Actually, it's between all of us. Daniel's married. Rebecca deserves to know her husband cheated on her, just like I deserve to know my wife cheated on me." "You're destroying 2 families," she yelled. "No, you did that when you slept with Daniel. I'm just making sure everyone knows what really happened." She hung up on me. Update 2. By Wednesday afternoon, everything had exploded. Daniel called me at 2 p.m. from a number I didn't recognize. "You need to delete those messages," he said. His voice was tight, controlled rage. "You had no business telling Rebecca. Your wife had every right to know you got another woman pregnant," I said. "This is between Linda and me. You're not even part of this equation anymore." "I'm her husband," I said. "Or did you forget that part? Rebecca's filing for divorce. She's taking Emma. She's going after full custody because of this. You ruined my life." "You ruined your own life when you cheated on your wife," I said. "And you ruined mine when you slept with Linda. So I'd say we're even." "We're not even close to even," he said, and there was something dark in his voice. "You're going to regret this." "Is that a threat?" He hung up. I immediately documented the call, time, date, what he said, just in case. Linda came home that evening with red, swollen eyes. She'd been crying for hours. She sat on the couch and just stared at the wall. "Rebecca called me at work," she said quietly. "She told me I destroyed her daughter's life. She told me she hopes I'm happy. Then she started crying so hard she couldn't talk anymore." I didn't say anything. "Daniel called me too," Linda continued. "He's furious. He says this is all your fault. He says if you hadn't told Rebecca, we could have all moved on." "Moved on," I repeated. "You mean lied to everyone forever?" "I mean kept things peaceful." "There's no peace in lies, Linda." She looked at me then, really looked at me. "Do you hate me?" "No," I said honestly. "I'm just disappointed. And sad. And done. I'm still your wife. Not for long. She started crying again. I went to the bedroom, packed a suitcase, and called my brother. He said I could stay with him for a while. I left that night without saying goodbye. Update 3, Thursday morning, I met with a divorce attorney. Her name was Patricia, mid-50s, sharp eyes, no-nonsense attitude. I told her everything. "Do you want to pursue a fault-based divorce?" she asked. "What does that mean?" "It means you can file based on adultery. In our state, that can affect property division and alimony. It also creates a public record of why the marriage ended." I thought about it. Yes, I want it on record. "It'll get messy," she warned. "Linda will fight back. Her attorney will try to paint you as vindictive." "I am vindictive," I said, "but I'm also right." Patricia smiled slightly. "I can work with that." I signed the papers that afternoon. Friday morning, Linda was served divorce papers at her office. She called me immediately, hysterical. "You filed for divorce? Already? Did you think I was bluffing? I thought we'd at least try counseling." "I thought we'd talk." "There's nothing to talk about, Linda. You're pregnant with another man's child. You lied to me for 3 months. You wanted me to raise that child as mine without ever knowing the truth. What exactly is there to counsel?" "I love you," she said, and her voice broke. "I made a mistake, but I still love you. If you loved me, you wouldn't have slept with Daniel. If you loved me, you would have told me the truth immediately. If you loved me, you wouldn't have asked me to live a lie." "Please don't do this," she whispered. "It's already done." I hung up. That evening, Rebecca sent me a Facebook message. "I wanted to thank you," she wrote. "I know you didn't tell me to be nice. I know you were angry and wanted Daniel to face consequences, but you gave me the truth, and I needed that. I've filed for divorce. I'm moving back home to Ohio to be near my parents. Emma deserves better than this. We both do." I wrote back, "I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I hope things work out for you and Emma." "Are you divorcing Linda?" she asked. "Yes, filed yesterday." "Good. You deserve better too." Update 4. It's been 6 weeks. The divorce is moving forward. Linda's attorney tried to argue that I was being unreasonable, that marriages can survive infidelity, that I was acting out of spite. Patricia shut that down with the text messages, Linda's admission, and the pregnancy timeline that proved she'd been lying for months. Linda's 4 months pregnant now. She moved in with her sister. Daniel wants nothing to do with the baby. He's fighting Rebecca's custody demands and trying to minimize his child support payments. He's also facing potential job consequences because his affair became public knowledge at his office. Linda sent me a long email 2 weeks ago. It was 20 paragraphs of excuses, apologies, explanations, how she'd been feeling disconnected from me, how Daniel had been there at a vulnerable moment, how she'd panicked when she found out she was pregnant, how she'd convinced herself we could make it work if I just didn't know. I read it once and deleted it. My brother asked me last week if I felt guilty about telling Rebecca. "No," I said. "She deserved to know. Her daughter deserved to have a mother who knew the truth about her father." "But you blew up 2 marriages," he said. "No, Linda and Daniel did that when they cheated. I just refused to be part of the cover-up. I've started seeing a therapist. Her name's Dr. Chen, and she specializes in betrayal trauma. It helps, talking to someone who doesn't know Linda or Daniel or Rebecca, someone who just listens without judgment." "Do you regret telling Rebecca?" Dr. Chen asked in our last session. "Not for a second," I said. "If I'd kept quiet, I'd be complicit in the lie. Rebecca would have stayed married to a cheater. Linda would have gotten away with it. And I'd have spent the rest of my life knowing I was raising another man's child while lying to everyone." "You chose honesty over peace," Dr. Chen observed. "Peace built on lies isn't real peace," I said. "It's just delayed pain." Yesterday I signed the final divorce papers. Linda didn't contest anything at the end. She just wanted it over. The house is being sold, assets divided, everything clean and legal. I ran into one of our mutual friends, Karen, at the grocery store last week. She gave me this look, half pity, half judgment. "I heard about you and Linda," she said. "That's really sad." "Yeah," I said. "You know, she's really struggling. Being pregnant and alone, going through a divorce. It's been really hard on her." I just looked at Karen for a long moment. She's the one who cheated. She's the one who got pregnant with her ex's baby. She's the one who asked me to lie about it. I'm not sure why you think I should feel bad about the consequences of her choices. Karen looked uncomfortable. "I just think maybe you were too harsh. Telling Rebecca, filing for divorce so fast. You didn't give her a chance to make it right." "She had 3 months to tell me the truth," I said. "She only told me because she couldn't hide the pregnancy anymore." "That's not making it right. That's damage control." I paid for my groceries and left. Final update. It's been 3 months since everything fell apart. The divorce is finalized. I moved into a small apartment downtown, close to work. It's quiet, and it's mine, and there are no memories of Linda in it. Rebecca and Emma moved to Ohio. She sends me occasional updates. Emma's doing well in a new preschool. Rebecca got a teaching position at an elementary school. They're living with her parents for now, but looking for their own place. She's doing okay. Better than okay, actually. She says leaving was the best decision she ever made. Daniel's divorce finalized too. He's paying child support for Emma and will pay for Linda's baby once it's born. His company transferred him to a different office to avoid the gossip. I heard through mutual acquaintances that he's dating someone new already. Good luck to her. Linda had the baby last week. A boy. She posted a single picture on Facebook, just the baby's face, no caption. I saw it because we haven't blocked each other yet. He looks like Daniel. Same eyes, same nose. I felt nothing when I saw the picture. Not anger, not sadness, just nothing. My therapist says that's healthy. That indifference is the final stage of moving on. I've started dating again. Nothing serious yet, just coffee dates and dinners. It feels strange after 8 years with Linda, but it also feels right. Like I'm rediscovering who I am outside of that marriage. My brother asked me last week if I'd do anything differently if I could go back. "No," I said without hesitation. "I'd do exactly the same thing. Rebecca deserved the truth. I deserved the truth. And Linda and Daniel deserve to face the consequences. Even knowing how messy it got. Especially knowing how messy it got. Because the mess was already there. I just stopped pretending it wasn't. Someone at work asked me recently if I believed in forgiveness. I thought about it for a while. "I believe in consequences," I finally said. "Forgiveness without consequences isn't forgiveness. It's just enabling. I don't know if Linda's sorry for what she did or just sorry she got caught. I don't know if Daniel regrets destroying 2 families or just regrets getting caught. I don't really care anymore. I know I did the right thing. I know I refused to be part of a lie. I know I gave Rebecca the information she needed to make her own choices. And I know that I'm better off now than I would have been staying in a marriage built on betrayal, raising a child that wasn't mine, living a lie every single day. That's enough."